This video was brought to you by Stormberg, a better route planner, MisterGreen, Kempower and Marcus Bil. Yo, what's up? We're now sitting in the Aura Good Cat GT. That's not too relevant in this video. Today I'm going to show you guys the booking system we have for some charging networks in Thailand. So I have never seen a booking system in Europe before, but at least in Thailand, at least I know 2 charging networks that has a booking system. So how the heck does it work? Do you guys like it? Is it good? Is it bad? What kind of problems does it have? Well, I'm going to show you some of it. I'm going to show you how it works. It's quite interesting and unique how it works here. So you see we are in Chiang Mai right now, but if you zoom in on Chiang Mai here and we click on this one and then we click on detail, you can see the picture of the charger. That's pretty nice. You can also navigate to it, the usual stuff, but here you see that there is a book now option. If you click here, you see that, okay, so it's 7 now in the evening, and the next available time slot to book is 8 or another time slot, but you can only book 1 time slot at a time. And you see there are some grayed out, those are already booked by others. And then you can actually book until, you can book also a time slot for tomorrow until 7 tomorrow. But I will also show you that this is for the CCS plug. If I go back and then go look at CHAdeMO, you see that nobody cares about CHAdeMO. Actually, because there are almost no cars in Thailand that use a CHAdeMO. There are a few Leafs here, and I guess there are maybe a few Lexus UX300E, but they don't have Xpeng over here that uses CHAdeMO. They don't have the triplets or the classic Soul, or some the classic Leaf also, so that's why most of the cars here, they use CCS only, so that's good. Just get rid of CHAdeMO. But I can also show you that almost actually nobody also books the Type 2, which is kind of weird that they have a Type 2 at the gas station. But if you go back here again, okay, so let's say if I want to book the 9 o'clock time slot, then I just click on booking and then we wait. And then you see here, okay, so I will now book the 9 o'clock time slot, and I then have time to charge for up to 55 minutes, which is fine, right? Well, except for that cars we have over here, they don't charge that fast, so you might actually need 55 minutes. But anyway, and it says that you have 55 minutes of charging time, and then it will cost 20 baht, which is, how much is that? It's like 50 euro cents roughly, right? So it's not that much of money. And then I can confirm, I'm not going to confirm, but then once you book it, then you reserve that slot, and that means that if someone comes there at 9, they can't charge there. So I have already reserved it, but there's always a butt crack here, because I only my slot there is only held there for about 10 minutes, as far as I understand. I haven't tested everything, but I read on the different groups and stuff. So I have my time slot, but if I don't arrive by, supposedly by 9:10, 10 minutes past that time, then it becomes released, and then anyone can, they cannot book it, because like I showed you, you have to book the next available time. So they can book 10 o'clock slot, but then it becomes free for all. So anyone can just walk in and then use that one if I don't get there in time. And now you already see some problems here, because let's say, okay, so from here to the Chiang Mai station, if I want to go there now, right, it's 8 minutes past 7 now. I might need roughly in the evening, I think I can hammer over there, and I need roughly 1 hour and 10 minutes maybe. So I'll be there at 8:20. Let's say 8:20 I'll be there. But then at 8:20, what do I do then? If I want to make sure I get a slot at 8:20, I could book the 8 o'clock slot, but if I arrive 20 minutes after the 8 mark, then it becomes walk-in and I lose my slot. You see, this is the problem. And there's another problem, which is that the charging time will only be until, for example, this one, 8. Okay, you will only be able to charge until 8:55. And then the charging automatically stops. But let me see, how is this again? Yeah, even if no one booked the 9 o'clock slot, the charging will automatically stop, and then I have to restart the charging, because then I can connect again. I have to scan the QR code. I can show you that usually you scan the QR code. There is, okay, whatever. I can show you. You scan the QR code at the charger, and then it will tell you that, okay, so you then have a 35-minute charging time or whatever, right? And then you can restart and charge again if no one else booked the 9 o'clock slot. But there are also other ways you can charge is that you can walk in, like I did initially when I went on that road trip with a BRP AT3. I didn't know how the whole, like, what was the point of the whole booking system. So I walked in there at some time, and then I charged until the 55-minute mark, and then it automatically stopped. When I tried to restart, it did not work because someone else booked that time slot. I think it was one in the afternoon or something. So I booked that one. Yeah. So, but the problem here is that the charging stops 5 minutes before, so there is a 5 minute of time here where normally you can't use the charger unless you how is it again? Yeah. If I walk in, for example, if I book the 9 o'clock slot now and I walk in at 8:50, then supposedly I will get 55 minutes here plus the other, so I will get 65 minutes of charging time, and I will be able to kind of seize that slot, the 8 o'clock slot, and then charge and into my slot. I think that's how it works. I have tested it. I mean, I've tested it, but not like that many times. I'm not like a ninja, like an Ioniq ninja. Well, it's not that complicated for charger in Europe. But then there are also other complications, which is that no, the price there is just current, I think. Yeah, but you see that 7.5 baht per kilowatt hour is the one that is normally in the peak hours. But then after 10 in the evening, it becomes 4.5 baht per kilowatt hour, and it means that here, yeah, this slot here, actually, this, if I just charge there, if I walk in or whatever, right? But if I charge, even if no one booked the next slot, the 10 o'clock slot, when I charge there and it stops at 21:55, then I cannot start. At 21:55, 21:56, I cannot restart the charging because there will be an error saying that you cannot charge during this period because it's switching the price between the the high price to the low price. And so that means that that 5-minute slot there is then not available for anyone to charge, as far as I understand. I don't know if it applies. Maybe if I book it, then it would work, but it's kind of clumsy. I experienced this. No, actually, no, you know what? I experienced this when I was alone. Nobody else booked that slot. Yeah, it was on the Bangkok challenge. And then I couldn't charge. I had to wait until 10, 1 minute past 10 or exactly 10. Then I could charge. That's also kind of clumsy. And then I think the other way around, I don't know when it happens, maybe 6 in the morning or something, when it goes back to the high price. Then you also have like a dead time when nobody can charge, supposedly. So that also is a little bit problematic. Plus that I mentioned that if I want to go to Chiang Mai now, then I will arrive like in the middle of a slot where I probably lose my reservation, right? So you kind of, it's built around the whole hour, so I have to be there maybe no later than 9 minutes past 8. Then I won't lose my slot, right? Or I have to gamble that it's a walk-in, and then we only have one charger there. So this is also kind of clumsy because then if you have plenty of chargers, no big deal. But if you have one charger and then you get there, and then if you don't know, you arrive at 10 and you'll be like, you expect to charge. No, but then people have booked the charger until midnight. You'll be like, the shit, yeah. So, and also this, even Thai people are confused. They haven't used this before and they don't know the whole booking system. And I will also show you something else, by the way, another problem. Yeah, you see here we have 2 chargers. Oh yeah. So actually during, well, actually it wasn't one Bangkok challenge. It was just me traveling back with the AT3, and close to, when I was getting close to, no, this was, yeah, and I remember I was on my way from Isan, yeah, from the east, after looking at that floating solar farm. And then I booked one of the slots here. I think I booked this one. Yeah. And then when I arrived, I was a little confused because there were 2 chargers there. And then I wasn't sure which one I booked, and I thought first that I booked the one to the right, but it turns out I booked the one to the left, and there was another, there was an MG there, and then we swapped slots, and then we swapped again, and then and then I realized that, wait a minute, so on the charger it just says charge core. I think that's the charger manufacturer. Charge core NKR, and then charger ID. Okay, there's a charger ID here. Okay, there's a hint here. Charger ID 51 or charger ID 52. In the app, we have a charger ID, but on the charger, there is no ID showing anything there. So you don't know exactly which one it is, and you actually don't know also which plug it is, because this one doesn't have CHAdeMO. Well, actually, no, sorry, it has CHAdeMO. It has it has Type 2 and no CHAdeMO, but there is a 2 CCS2, so you don't know which one you actually use. You kind of have to guess that. Okay, the left one is usually the one middle, and then the top. Yeah. So that's also a little bit problematic, that you are not sure which charger you have booked. But it's just the whole... Okay, I'm going to explain one more thing here, by the way. When you book this one, you will see that the price, I mean the booking fee, is 20 baht. But if you actually charge, I think you have to charge during that slot, not just a volume, but if you charge on that slot you booked, you will get the 20 baht back. So at least that's good, but 20 baht is just pocket money for most people who can afford EVs, so they could just book it, right? And I think I've seen posts on the Thai groups that people tend to book it and then they don't show up, or yeah, they show up late. Or I mean, I can't understand, because you can't expect people to show up right there at that hour. They might be 10, 15, 20 minutes, even half an hour late, right? But I will also show you another app, by the way, that we have. Let me see, we have all these charging apps here. This one, Alexa, which is another charging network, they also have a booking system, but it works. Okay, there we have to do this. Okay, that one I haven't tested too much. I don't have okay, I don't have first-hand experience with it, but I can show you that. Okay, here in Chiang Mai, this one. Okay, here we also have a picture of charger. That's great, but you see that it's 69 kilometers away, and you see here this. Okay, one car is charging at the charger head 2, but then number 1 is available for reservation. I was like, oh, really? Okay, blah blah blah. You're gonna do this, and then okay. And then, but if I try to confirm, then it says that station is out of range, or basically what it's saying is that you are too far away from the charger. But in the case of the other app being shown, then I could even book it from here. So I haven't tested this app to see how it works, and what about the time slots and all the booking fee and all that. But yeah, now you guys see that we have booking system. And is this a good idea or a bad idea? To me right now, I mean, the way I present it, it actually sounds like a lot of bad ideas, because you actually don't have good utilization of the charger. You have some downtime, and you have the whole, like, you arrive there, especially for me, and in the beginning when I haven't tried it before, I was a little bit confused, because it was saying how many minutes you have left, and I was like, huh? What? Huh? Well, I'm used to in Europe, where you just walk in and you charge as long as you like, technically, right? So it stops the 5 minutes before an hour, and the whole, yeah, but it doesn't always stop like that unless you booked it. But it becomes a little bit confusing, I think. But I guess booking system is also good in a way that you can book it, and then as long as you arrive in the right time frame, I guess, then you are guaranteed that you get that slot. And that is actually good for now, since we have so few chargers. Or just, well, we only have one charger on each location in many places. So, but I think in the long run, this shit would not work in Europe or in Norway, where you have like 8 different Delta chargers, and then which one did you book? And then there was downtime, and then you have Laderstau, and you can actually book. This also happened with I was walking in on something, or I don't remember, but I was charging on my trip, and then another Atto 3, a red one, arrived. And then I was like, well, I just need to charge, maybe not too long. But he was smart enough to book the next slot. So my charging session stopped after a while. I wanted to charge a little bit longer, but he already booked the next slot. And then at least if I can utilize the last 5 minutes, no, I couldn't. So it stopped at the 55-minute mark. And then I have to give up my slot to the red Atto 3. Yeah, so I want to ask you guys, what do you guys think of this booking system? Is it a good idea or is it a bad idea? Because I can tell you that Thai people, they don't like this booking system and they want to get rid of it. So yeah, and then should we introduce something like this in Europe, or should we actually try to introduce something like a queuing system? Because walk-in or drop-in like we have in Europe works just fine. Yeah. And then if you have ladestau, then I guess as long as people are fairly polite and they pay attention, then people know who's next in the line and stuff like that. Yeah, but actually one thing I should also remind people of is that when you have ladestau, or in general, before you try to charge somewhere, download the app, set up, if you don't have account, set up credit card or whatever payment you have, so that when it's your turn, then you need no more than 1 minute to start charging. I've seen too many times in Norway. We have freaking Norwegian Nisse and a fat e-tron. When it's his turn, he pulls in there, blocks the stall, and then he digs around for 10 minutes before he managed to figure out how to use the app and add user and add credit card and then start charging. You know, that is bad utilization of the charger during a ladestau situation. And then we have another case where once you finish charging, get the fuck out of the lane, man. Like people, they disconnect. Okay, and then other people get ready, right? And then, you know, some people have been waiting for freaking half an hour. They want to pee or they want to do something, and then that idiot is blocking the slot. He doesn't move until, oh, what the heck happened there? He doesn't move until maybe several minutes after. Why? Just get the heck out of there. Let someone else get in the plug-in, right? Okay, anyway, end of my rant. This Chinese car just did something weird now. Suddenly it fired up the HVAC for no reason. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. Freaking Chinese cars, man. Oh, software. Okay, all right, anyway. I think that's going to be it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later.